Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I think I've got my work cut out for me today. I've actually had some fairly difficult puzzles over the last 2 or 3 days, but this one's only been solved 3 times. It's called Lines. It's by SSG. It's got one of the most incredible rule sets I have ever read. It's properly fascinating what's going on here. We've got to draw 2 sort of lines in the grid. And then this thing is a clone of this thing, but including lines. And I'll explain what the clues are outside the grid when we do the instructions as well. But I found it on Logic Masters, and it has got some amazing comments. I think SSG might have set this as part of one of these challenges set by the Sudoku community from time to time. So I think Agent ran a competition, and this might have done very well in it. I think it's something like that. So it's a bit like the puzzles that we've been doing recently that Skojo organised, the Imposter series. It is fantastic. It's fantastic, all the innovation going on in the world of puzzles at the moment. And let's read the rules together and spend some time in the company of this puzzle in a moment or two's time. Now, what can I tell you about? Well, the first thing is, Mark and I had a very late night last night streaming. The stream went on until about, well, I think I got to bed at 1:45, which was far later than I was intending. Blueprints is an amazing game. It's an amazing, frustrating and fascinating game. But there's another stream, so if you did miss it last night, you can rewatch it on the channel. I'll try and remember to put a link to the video. And yes, we will definitely be going back. Definitely. At least I'm definitely going back, probably next Monday. What else can I tell you about? Oh, tomorrow there's a bonus video going up on the channel, 10 a.m. in the morning. We've got My Solve with Michael, who won last month's Patreon competition of a puzzle called Giza by Cactus Love. It's a brilliant fog of war puzzle, and Michael does brilliantly, as so many of our viewers have done when they've come onto the channel to solve with me. So that video, which I know some people really enjoy, I really enjoy making them, that's going up tomorrow at 10 a.m. But the big news, I suppose, or the other big news about tomorrow is, of course, it is the first. Oh dear, this is not in the right place at all. It is the 1st of October, and that means we have a brand new competition commencing. And you can see there, Skunkworks Extra Byte Pack Counts. Well, Skunkworks Extra Byte is the name of the Sudoku pack. It features no less than 68 different puzzles, but they are 5x5, so they are manageable. And you can see the authors down the right-hand side here. The Skunkworks have just done the most incredible job. So many household names from the world of Sudoku have contributed a puzzle. And yeah, this goes live at 4 p.m. tomorrow UK time. The prize, as with this month, will be you get to solve a puzzle with me, and we'll record the process, and hopefully it'll become a video. And I hope some of you might enjoy that. And anyway, you'll definitely enjoy these puzzles, so do check them out. They are phenomenal. Now, what else? Is there anything? There's loads of other stuff over on Patreon as well, and of course our new Worms apps, Fistamafel and Michael Lefkowitz have released packs of puzzles for our apps, so do check those out. So much stuff going on at the moment, and 2 birthdays for today to do. We'll start off with Sean. Sean, it's your birthday, and I know this because your wife Catherine wrote to us and wanted me to wish you happy birthday from her, obviously, and also from your cats, Venley and Dulcinea. I think I've got a picture. This might be a picture of you with. That's in the everything's in the wrong place today. This is you with Dulcinea. Dulcinea. That always reminds me of Coleridge, the Kubla Khan poem. I saw an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure-dome decree, where Alph the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunlit sea. It's just that is a good poem. Anyway, that's not, Dulcinea is different from Dulcimer, but you can see how my mind got there. Anyway, Sean, many happy returns. I will also tell you that I was instructed by Catherine to tell you you are the best, which was all in capital letters. You are apparently being rewarded with chocolate cake from Portillo's today. I don't know what that is, but that sounds salubrious. And she clearly is so grateful for all the support you've given her through her academic career, and she loves you with, I think it was, she loves you a lot. Let's just leave it like that. It was a lot, and it was explained to me how much, and you can take it from me, it was a lot. So, Sean, many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake is good. And another birthday for today is Megan. Megan, your husband Chris wrote to me. I think you're in Pennsylvania, and asked if I could wish you a happy birthday, which I'm delighted to do. I think the two of you watch most evenings, although Chris did admit he might be the driving force behind that practice. But you enjoy threes in the corner. Well, we've got 4 chances today for a 3 in the corner, if we can solve the puzzle at all. There we go. Happy birthday, Megan. Now, let's have a look at this puzzle. Lines by SSG. And let's read the rules together and see if we can understand them. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Lines. Draw 2 non-branching lines in the grid. 1 green and 1 blue. Oh, I should say actually, if you're new to our software, you might not know how to draw lines. The way to draw lines is to click the cog icon and make sure you've got your pen tool enabled. I always have my pen tool and my letter tool enabled, and that brings up a sort of icon next to your number pad, which will let's show you, which will allow you to sort of drag lines either along grid lines or in the middle. So that is how we're going to draw the lines. The line 1 green, 1 blue that connect the centers of cells. Okay, the lines must only move orthogonally, i.e. not diagonally. Neither line may touch itself, even diagonally. Okay, and the 2 lines may, however, touch or cross each other, but only at discrete points. i.e., if the 2 lines meet in the center of one cell, they cannot continue in the same direction into the center of their next cell. And I think I understand that. So that's saying if that, oh, hang on, what color are the lines meant to be? I've forgotten already. Green and blue. Right, let's do green. So if that's a green line and a blue line came down here and hit this here, what it's saying is you can't then turn right or left with the blue line, because to do so you'd sort of be overlapping where the green line is, and that's not allowed. So you could do something like that. That would be legitimate. Okay. Now the green line must form a closed loop. Okay. And the ends of the blue line may not be on any intersections with the green line. Right. So if there was a green line like that and the blue line did that, you would know it would have to continue, because that couldn't be the end of the blue line. It would, because it's an intersection with the green line. It's already quite interesting, isn't it? Right, that's the paragraph about lines. There are more paragraphs. Projected sums. Clues outside the grid give the sum of digits on lines along the indicated direction. Coloured clues count only the line of that colour. Black clues count digits on both lines. If both lines pass through a cell, that cell's digit only counts once in the projected sum. Right, so if we look at this diagonal, let's look at this cell here. So let's say there's a green line and a blue line going through there, and that digit, oh, whoopsie, let's make that digit a 5. Now, that line is on or that digit is on both lines, but it only counts once, is what we're being told, I think. Black clues count the digits on both lines. If both lines pass through a cell, that cell's digit only counts once, yeah. So although it's on 2 lines, it only counts once for the purpose of the 37 clue, if I've got the diagonal in the right place, which I think I have. Now, German whispers. Along the green line, adjacent digits must differ by at least 5. Along the blue line, in every run of 3 cells, the 3 digits in those cells must each have a different remainder when divided by 3. Okay, so this is a modular line. So if this was a line, in fact, let's extend it a little bit. So you can think of modular lines a bit like vertical stripes on your number pad. And what we're saying is, in this collection of 3 cells here, then one of these digits must be a 1, 4 or a 7, because 1, 4 and 7 have a 1 remainder when divided by 3. So let's say that one is a 1, 4 or 7. Now this one, or one of these 2 digits, has to be from the 2, 5, 8 set, because those digits have a 2 remainder. So let's say it's that one. And now this one would have to be from the 3, 6, 9 set, because these have no remainder, a 0 remainder when divided by 3. Now, if this was the pattern, you have to remember then to extend that logic, because that's that run of 3 cells. But this run of 3 cells also needs to have 1 of each remainder. So you can see this little digit here would also be from the 3, 6, 9 set, in order to make sure that run of 3 cells had 1 with a 0, 1 cell with a 0 remainder digit in it. I hope that doesn't class as solving what I've done there. I hope it shouldn't do. I mean, it's just a natural consequence of the rules, so forgive me if I've revealed anything unduly there. And there is one more rule, which is this clone rule. Clones. The 2 cages are exact clones of each other. They contain the same digits in the same positions, and they contain the same lines, including colour, in the same positions. Digits may repeat within the clone if otherwise allowed, so that's a horrible rule, because it's so tempting to look at that and think that's a set of the digits 1 to 9, isn't it? But it's not. Well, it might not be. So if this digit's a 1, we know that that digit is a 1. And if the green line goes like this, then the green line goes like that. So it's really, it's a very, very weird clone, a very exact clone, I suppose. And they are all the rules. Now let's see if we can become solver number 4. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, so it's probably the 2 here, isn't it? So that 2 is a black 2. So that's saying that well, that is saying that I think the green line can't go into this column. I will allege that, because the green line is a loop. And if the green line went, therefore, we can conclude, because we have to move orthogonally and we can't hit ourselves, if the green line does go into column 1, it's a loop, so it can't just end, can it? It would have to turn, and then it can't hit itself, so it can't turn back that way, because these two, this cell and this cell, are now touching each other. So it would have to go down like that. And now, presumably, this 2 clue is meant to count all 3 of those digits and say they add up to 2. That's clearly not going to happen. So no green goes in, no green line goes into column 1. And so there must be a 2 on the blue line. And it must be a 2, because we can't put 2 1s in the column. So in fact, only one cell of column 1 is on either line, and it's on a blue line, and that digit is a 2. So yeah, okay, so that's an end of the blue line. I'm saying that glibly, but that sort of feels correct to me. That must be right, mustn't it? Because if the blue line turns in column 1, up or down, then the 2 at the bottom should be counting 2 digits. And we can't make 2 different Sudoku digits only add up to 2. So the blue line ends in, or one of the blue lines ends is in column 1. Now, is it row 5 then? So row 5, it looks like the secret is being breached, doesn't it? So the secret, I've had to use the secret in the last few videos. It's something I share with only my very favourite people, but of course if you're watching this video, you're definitely one of my favourite people, so I'll tell you the secret. The secret is that this row, indeed any row, column or box of a Sudoku, but not necessarily a clone, will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. Now if you sum the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. So, that's weird, isn't it? So, because you can't overlap, we're not allowed to have a sort of green line doing this and then a blue line going over the top of it. But you could have lots of crossings, I suppose. I'm just trying to think about, I mean, the simple and obvious point is that 22 plus 27 is 49, which is more than the total number of digits in this row. So we know, if for example the green line did that, then that's fine. That would be 45's worth of digits, although it couldn't do that because we can't put 5 on a green line, but that's a slightly different point. Then the blue line could cut it. This digit would count twice. No, that doesn't work. It's not allowed to count. Hang on, now I've gone mad. No, it doesn't count twice. Oh no, I've got confused. I'm totally confused now. I'm sorry, I've just gone mad. What's going on? No, hang on. No, sorry, I do see what's going on. This isn't... Yeah, these are green and blue, aren't they? Yeah, so they are discrete. Yes, so yeah, so that does work. Because that digit does count twice. Sorry, I was getting confused about the rules, unsurprisingly. Which talked about a black clue doesn't count a digit twice. But this cell, if this was the pattern, this cell would be counted twice, effectively, because it is a blue cell and it is a green cell. Right. Okay. So, yeah. So I think all we're really saying is a lot of the real estate in this row is going to be occupied by lines or crossroads. And just to complete the thought about 5s as well. The reason I said the reason I said you can't put this couldn't be the green line is that German whispers have this property. It's probably worth going into it. It's a sort of secret of German whispers lines. You can't put 5 on them. And the reason you can't put 5 on them, let's try and put a 5 on them. What's this digit now? It's got to be at least 5 different from 5, and there are no Sudoku digits that meet that criteria. If you go downwards, you get to 0 or lower, and if you go upwards, you get to 10 or higher, so they don't work. Now that means that every digit on a green line has this property of either being below 5 or above 5. Now the crucial thing to realize is that if this is above 5, this digit, the next digit on the line, cannot also be from that same polarity vis-a-vis 5. It can't also be above 5 because there's no way these two digits can be 5 apart at least. So in fact what you get is this oscillation. This would be low, and now this can't also be low, or it can't be 5 different, so this has to be the other side of 5 again. And this polarity oscillation is very, well, it's normally very important. I think it will be important here as soon as we can get the parity, or the polarity, I should say, of the green line. And we know the green line doesn't go in there, don't we? So, I mean, how on earth do you even start this? I think I've just missed something. Modular lines, by the way, I don't think there's anything I can say about modular lines. You know, I don't know any. I know mathematical secrets, like any run of 3 digits on a modular line. If you sum those 3 digits, they will be exactly divisible by 3. Because you're combining a digit with a 1 remainder with a digit with a 2 remainder with a digit with a 0 remainder. So obviously the overall total will be a 0 remainder. So, okay. I mean, these are just not constrained. 37. Oh, in fact, that's quite interesting. Look at that 37 clue there. Because, yeah, let me just highlight that for a moment. Those 3 digits are going to be those 3 digits. Oh, no, but I'm sorry. I've got the rules wrong again. So in my brain, I was thinking, that's interesting, because that means that those digits are all going to be different. But that's not what the clone can have repeated digits, so we can't say that those digits which are on the diagonal there are different from those two. They could be the same. Right, okay, so forget that rule. And it's actually, it's only the digits as well that are on the line, or the lines, because that's a black clue that are gonna. How do you even do this? What have I missed? Hang on. Let me go back to the rules. I've missed some important obvious point, haven't I? Neither line. Yeah, I know that the blue line starts here. I know projected sums, modular lines, clones. There's nothing. You can't do anything with the clones, can you? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, you can. Okay, that's very clever. Wow, wow, what a point that is. Right. Goodness me, that's brilliant. That is already brilliant. Okay, I am now going to allege. Yeah, I'm now going to, right, so I'm now going to allege that the green line, the green loop, actually, never goes into a clone. And that this is a weird point, but it's true. Okay, here's how to show you that. If this cell is, say that is on the green line, in fact, let's actually put it, let's say the green line did this. Then we know, don't we, that has to be mimicked here. Now, why do I think there's a problem? Well, this is really hard. If you're new to these puzzles, this is a really hard point, but it's really clever. This digit, whatever it is, let's call it 2. Let's call it 2. So that's a 2. Now the point is that these are the same green line. Now I'm going to tell you, because of that polarity shift that we noted happened in row 5 as we moved along the line, you're going to have low digits on this line starting from here on any line cell that's on the same bishop's colour as this 2 will have the same polarity vis-a-vis 5. It'll always be lower than 5. So for example, if we decided this cell, which actually can't be, but let's just imagine this cell was on the green line, and the green line went off wandering to this cell. What would be the polarity of this? Well, you're always going to take an even number of steps to reach this cell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it wouldn't matter what route we took. To end up on the same bishop's colour, you're going to take an even number of steps. It just doesn't, given the line has to move orthogonally from cell to cell, that is just something that will result. So this is always going to be a 1, 2, 3 or 4. So what is the problem? I'm sure you've all spotted it. The problem here is that this digit, which is on the clone, so it is a 2, it is on the green line, but it's not on the right bishop's colour to be a 2. It can't be. It can't be right. And that's massive. Well, I say it's massive, but it's something. It's something, isn't it? Because if... So now, none of those cells is green lineable, and none of these cells are green lineable. Right, and okay, this is good. So I'm just going to focus on the green line for a moment, and I am saying the green line goes through exactly 0 of the black cells. Now, I also know that the green line is a loop, so it doesn't go through any of those because it couldn't get out again. And this 16 diagonal, so those two cells are on the green line. They must be, because I can't write 16 into either of them individually. Now they could be double 8, couldn't they? But they have to be at least 7. They could be a 7-9 pair, or they could be double 8. And that gives me the polarity of the... So I now know the polarity of the green loop, or the green line. These two are high, and they are on the same bishop's colour, so that makes total sense. Now... Yeah, well now... Okay, now how do you connect these? You've clearly got to come down column 9. Imagine that was blocked off. You couldn't make a loop, because this would have to just zoom round and touch itself down here. So the loop goes up there, definitely. Okay, so alright, what we should do... Actually, I don't quite know what we should do, but what we should do perhaps is label these. They're high. So these two are also high on the German whispers. These are low on the German whispers on the green loop. Now, what does that mean? Yeah, okay, it's going to be... Okay, we've got to come down here, because we've got to connect this to this. So we have to come there. So this cell is also on the loop. These are high digits, so they're from 6, 7, 8 and 9. Now, a point we haven't talked about is the difficulty of putting 6s and 4s onto green lines. Think about whether this could be a 6. What would this be? It has to be a digit at least 5 different from 6, and there's only one Sudoku digit available, and that's the digit 1. So if this is 6, this would be a 1, and this would be a 1. And that's clearly going to break Sudoku, so that's definitely not a 6. And if this was... Yeah, that can't be a 6 either, because it's a loop. The loop's either going to go there or there. So if this is a 6, this will be a 1, and that 1 sees that cell, it's in its box, and it sees that one, it's in its column. So that is not a 6. There's a 7, 8, 9 triple in column 9. Oh, this is wonderful. Now these have to be from 1, 2, 3. They can't be 4 for the same reason we were running into problems with 6s. 4 only partners up with 9, so if I make this 4, that's double 9. If I make that 4, that's double 9. That won't work. That digit probably... No, that digit can't be 4. Again, where's the loop going next? If this is 4, this will be 9, and one of these will be 9 as the loop continues. So, okay, yeah. So now, I love this puzzle. Now, How are we getting this 22 clue to work? I've got to have 22 for green digits in this row. At the moment, I've managed to have a maximum of 5. And obviously, if this digit was on the loop, that's going to be a blue digit again. So how these are the only opportunities for orange digits on the loop in row 5. And they must both be taken. If only one of them was taken, that could be a 9, and I'd be adding a maximum of 2 plus 3 plus 4 to that. 9 plus 9 is 18. It's not enough to reach 22. So those are definitely on the loop. The loop goes into a corner here, and the key word is loop. So when a loop enters a corner, it must exit the corner as well. So the loop must do that. And now we can't have the loop touching itself, so it can't go down and then make this a corner. The loop's clearly touching itself, so the loop just does this, does this. Oh, this is lovely. Right, so this is all blue. Now the loop can't go into this cell, or it would touch itself, so it goes down here. And actually I can see something. This digit can't be a 4 because it would be flanked by double 9. So that's a 1, 2 or a 3. So I've now got a 1, 2, 3 triple in this row. I've got, well, I have actually got 7, 8s and 9s into these two. Neither of these can be 6 for the same reason that we couldn't have had a 6 down there. We'd run into a double 1 problem. Now, what about that? This is the first opportunity where it could be a 6, I think. If that was a 1 and that was a 1, these wouldn't see each other by the mechanism of Sudoku. So but that digit can't be a 4. That would cause double 9ing. Now, do we know? Oh yeah, now I just do maths. Oh, this is gorgeous. It's smooth as well, isn't it? As soon as we had the insight about the clones, it hasn't been as monstrous as I felt like it was going to be. I've got 1, 2, 3 triple. Well, 1, 2 and 3 sum to 6. 22 minus 6 is 16. So those two squares have to be a 7, 9 pair. That's how maths works. Now, okay, one of these is a 7, so this can't be a 3. 7 on a German whispers line can only be 5 apart or more from 2 and 1. So if I don't think I know which of these is 7, but whichever one it is, if that was 7, this is a 1, 2 pair, and that's a 3. If this is 7, this is a 1, 2 pair. That would be a 9. Maverick's flying over. Hello, Maverick. How are you doing? Okay, now I might be getting stuck. I've still got to get this 27 blue clue to work in row 5. I thought the way that was going to work was with lots of intersections. It's actually not very easy to do that, you know. Hang on. Yeah, how does this work? How do we get to 27? I'm trying to imagine in my brain. I realise this is my brain is trying to imagine how I could draw a line in row 5, a blue line that meets the criteria of the puzzle. I mean, the blue line I don't think it can do that, can it? If it does that, it can't then turn because the lines would be sort of overlapping, and that wasn't allowed. So the line would end here, but it's not allowed to end in on a green intersection. So this cell is out of bounds for the blue line. Now this cell, maybe it could do that. And we know then that would be a... Oh no, that can't be a 2. Hang on, I hadn't realised that. That can't be a 2 because of this 1, 2, 3 triple. So that cell's just not on any loop. It's not only not on the green loop, it's not on the blue line. Because if this, in column 1, the only thing that's on a line is a 2. So... yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, how could this cell be on the blue line? Am I wrong about this? Have I not understood the rules? I'm just trying to envisage what... I can't draw that segment because this segment's not on anything. So the only way of getting into this and not overlapping would be to draw that segment like that. And now, again... this can't be the end of the line, it's not allowed to be because it's hit a green line, but I can't extend that blue line in either direction without overlapping the green line. So the blue line doesn't overlap with either that cell or that cell or that cell. Yeah, it's going to be something like it's got to go through there. I think it's going to have to take those 3, I think. Because I can't see how to get it big enough. I mean, imagine it took all 3 of those digits. If it did take all 3 of those, it actually what? let's pencil mark row 5. What have we got left to place? 4, 5, 6, and 8. Now, if it did take all 3 of those, they would have to be 1 of each modularity. What's the repeat? So 5 and 8 are in the same modularity set. So you couldn't have 5 and 8 there. So the best you could do would be to have 8, 6, 4, which is 18. Oh. Okay, 18. If I took all 3 of these... so I still need 9 more, and I can't have that one, I can't have that one, I can't have that one. So I'm either having 7 and 2, but I can't have 7 and 2. Because what we've just concluded is we have to take this one, because I need 9 more. Even if I get a maximum from here, I need 9 more from overlapping cells that are actually on the green line. So I have to take this, but then I can't turn. I can't take either of those, or I'd be creating a blue line overlapping with a green line. So what's happening is I'm going straight up through there, and I'm making this a 9, I think. And I think that's the only way I can possibly do it. And that will get me to 27 if I make this, if I sort of max out that and make that a blue line. This is just remarkable, isn't it? So 4, 6, 8, 18, make that 9, make this 7 by Sudoku. That can't be next to a 3, so this is a 1, 2 pair. This is a 5 at the start of the row. Might have to start to get rid of the black colouring soon, because I mean I was using the black colouring to pinpoint the whispers line. Right, but this is good. Right, what we can do now is use the clone, because the clone, we're told, just mimics itself. So there's a cloney cell coming down here from the bottom right of the clone, and there's a 468 triple there going across the top of the clone. Now, this square is not a 9, this square here, because this square sees that one, and that's got a 9 in it. Oh, I think I'd find it incredible. Well, I am finding it incredibly easy to. I'm not sure what because I'm not sure now what I'm meant to be thinking about. See, this 9 has sort of established a bit of the modularity of the blue line, i.e. those 2 digits there couldn't be from the 3-6 modularity, or they would repeat. So one of these is 147 and one of them is 258. This square is not a 7. 468. That is one of it. I was just double checking that. No, that is one of each modularity. Oh, what it might be, I haven't thought about this, you know. Is it to do with the fact that those are the same digit? Let's just quickly colour these for a moment. So that's true, isn't it? This digit is the same as this digit. It's not just that they're well, in fact, it would be very hard to know if they were from the same modularity, but they are just the same digit, so they are from the same modularity. So that digit's the same as that digit, which we haven't got a knight's move to avail ourselves of today. Otherwise, we could know one of those was purple. I don't know what to do. I think I've not done enough with the whisper, would be my guess. What more can we do with the whisper? Actually, I don't know. This is really weird. What am I meant to do now? Do we know? Does this just carry on into a 2 or something? No, actually, that is not where the 2 is in column 1. Because remember, the 2 in column 1 is going to join up with this blue line somehow. But I don't think that can be here, because if this blue line, this is a blue line end at the moment, if it extended to here, then the blue line is branching, and that won't work. So actually we can draw that in. That's impossible. But could this be the... that's okay, that's an interesting point. That pink, or the pink, yeah, it's more pink than purple, isn't it? But that cell there is not a line end, because if it was a line end, it would be a line end in both boxes, because the clone is mimicking the line effect as well. And that would be the 2 line ends of the blue line, but I know there's a line end in column 1 to deal with this 2 down here. So this turns. I don't know if it goes up or down, but if it goes up, it can't then go back on itself. So it would stop up there, probably with a 2 in the corner. Can it do that though? No, because that wouldn't work. I think if it goes... Oh no, hang on, I've got to be really careful. I can't assume that it turns left there if it did that, because of course it's only cloned within the box. So yes, it would go up here, but it wouldn't necessarily go left if this went left. Ah, this is very confusing. Okay, so perhaps what we do is, what's the 37 counting now? So the 37 is coincident with the 16. Yeah, and when we were doing the 16, we worked out those two were the only things on the green line on that diagonal, because you couldn't go through the clones and you couldn't go through that cell because you couldn't make a loop. So we've got 16 in these two. Oh, hang on, if that's 7 or 8, this can't be... Hang on, what do these add up to? Oh, this can't be 7 anymore, because if this was 7, that would need to be 9, and that won't work mathematically. So those two add up to 16. 7 is in... This is actually really, this is lovely. Look at this. Right, so I've now got a 7 in one of those. Don't know which one. But what's the digit between them on the green line? It can't be 3, because 7 only can be next to 1 or 2. Now where is 3 in the middle row? It's there. What's this digit now? Can't be a 7 because it's next to a 3. So that's got to be an 8. This isn't an 8. Oh, look. This is great, because that's on this funny diagonal. So that's got to be an 8 to make the diagonal add up. And now we've got a 7-9 pair. This is beautiful setting. It is beautiful. That can't be an 8. So that can't be an 8 by clonage. I've got a 7-9 pair here. That doesn't seem to affect those. Oh, come on, Simon. What does that mean? So I do know there is an 8 in one of those two, don't I? Because this is a 4, 6, 8. So there is an 8 in one of these two by Sudoku. And I know that one is the same. Anyway, sorry, the reason I started to think about this was looking at this diagonal. Now, I know I've got 16 on it from green. So that's going to be counted in the 37. So I need 21 more. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? I mean, there's just so much latitude. I mean, I don't think that cell can be on the blue line, because the blue line would branch. So that is not... That cell I'm going to mark like that. That is not on... Oh, no, see... No, I can't do that. It's not on the blue line. I don't know whether it could be on the green line. I don't know. Oh no, it can't be on the green line because it's in the clone. No, that is okay. That is a legitimate deduction. So there is no blue line going through the middle here. So going back to this 37 clue, I've got those two 16. That one is definitely on. That one's definitely on. That... Oh, hang on. Now where do we... No, that one. That one. So this one we don't know. That could be on, but we don't know. And we don't know whether this is on, because we don't know whether it goes like that. So if it goes like that... Hang on. I've got to make sure I've got the right... Oh no, I have got the right number of loop ends in the correct part of the grid. You've got to have an even number of loop ends. That is... No, hang on. It's not a loop. It's a line. Hang on. What's going on here? Sorry. It's a line. So I can never, this is, I'm not sure this is right even. Well, no, it is right. I don't know what it means. That one, this one, there's going to be some line. This line here, I don't know if that means this has to have an end up here. I'm a bit confused about this. But that one doesn't join to that one. You can't join those up because of the way, because green, don't think about green as being the same digit as this cell. It is the same digit, but think about it as being the same modularity. That if the loop, or the line I should say, if the blue line is running in this direction, you can see that red comes after green modularity. So imagine this goes along here and joins up there. Well, now red modularity is immediately followed by green modularity. That's not right. Green is meant to precede red modularity. So that does not join to that. Now, this is in some way important in a way I can't visualize. I'm sorry about this. That one doesn't join to that one, and the corollary of that is, of course, that this one doesn't join to that one either. Now, but I've got to put a 2 into this column. If this sorry. Oh, this is really confusing. This doesn't stop there, does it? So this line segment goes up into row 4, column 4. Now if it's stopped, then this is a line segment end as well. We get 2 line segment ends there, and the third in column 1. That's not right. So this continues. It could go up, and that would be a line segment, which would mean we get that pattern. And this would come down there. I'm not sure whether that's all right or not. Green. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. That might be all right. Or this extends here, and it can't end. It would have to keep going, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's interesting. So if this does go here, whoopsie. If this one goes here, it can't end in either of these because that's going to give us the problem of the line having 3 ends. So it goes to this cell. What does it then do? It's got 2 choices. It either goes here and there's a 2 in that position. Now that's not what it does, because this is stranded now. It can't get out. And that cannot be a line segment end. Ah, but could that be a line segment? I didn't think of that. Sorry, I didn't think of that. Maybe this could be a line segment end. So this is one end. So this is a 2. So that would be a 5, because it couldn't be a 2 or an 8, but it would have to have the same modularity. This would be a 3 or a 6. Oh no, but this isn't a 3 by 3 box, is it? So we can't assume that the digits are the same. Also, they are not the same. I can't assume that a box is a set of the digits 1 to 9. Yeah, but no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that does work. I think that does work. Perhaps. Well, no, 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 it doesn't work. It doesn't, sorry, no, it doesn't work. Because I have to mimic this clone effect down here. And that doesn't work. This can't be a line end. Our two line ends are that one and that one in this scenario. So everything else has to connect up. Well, that's impossible now. This can't turn down. Oh, but I know what it'll be. I know what it'll be. Well, let's just agree with this. This is impossible because these two are not line ends, so they both have to continue. They're both going to go up like this. And I don't see, I've got two loop ends here, and I've got an odd number of loop ends in the northeast of the grid. So I can't connect them all up. It's impossible. Everything will be stranded. So this is totally and utterly wrong. Now, but what I didn't consider is, could this be a sort of backward question mark? So yeah, could that be like that? And then this would be a backward question mark as well. Now, that might be possible. No, that is not possible because the polarity of the blue line is wrong. I'm going to have to, yeah, this is beautiful. Right, so if it was a backward question mark, here is the question. Where is the 2 in column 1? Now, so where, in other words, where's the line end in column 1? And I think the only thing we need to agree is it's not up here, because we've got the backward question mark. So it can't be up here without the blue line doing all sorts of jiggery-pokery that the rules prevent it from doing. So there is a 2 down here somewhere. In fact, it can't be in box 4, I'm now seeing, because of this 1-2 pair. There would be a 2 down here that would be the blue line end. Now that means these 2 ends have to connect with one another, doesn't it? Neither of these is a line end. They're both in the clone, so they both have to move somewhere. So this is going to have to be where they move next. Now, if either of these was a line end, they'd both be line ends, and that's too many line ends. So these have to join up, and I don't know how they achieve that. But what I do know is, in performing that joining up, we would have a blue line where green preceded red going in this direction, and here green goes immediately after red. That cannot be right. The sort of the ordering of the modularity has gone wrong there. So right, this is important. This is so important because that means backward question marks are not in vogue today. So we are not doing backward question marks. We know this isn't a line end. We've proved it cannot turn left and do anything useful. So it must go up. It cannot end here, and it cannot touch. So it must close. So that is how. Okay, this is huge. This is huge because now I know the modularity of the loop. Because this is a 9, and therefore 3 steps on I should have a 0 mod 3 digit. So that's a 6. This is a 4, this is an 8. 4, 6, 8. 4, 8, 6 is how it works. Now, So this is an 8. So this digit is 2, 5, or 8 by modularity, and it can't be 8. And that's on the clone, so that digit is 2 or 5. This digit is from 1, 4, 7 modularity. So this digit is a 1 or a 4 because it can't be 7. So that digit bounces back over here. Yes, I love this. This is really fascinating. Okay. I mean, I am aware that neither of these can be line ends. I am aware of that. I haven't worked out what to do with it yet. Now this one has to be a 3, 6, 9. So that's 3 or 9. But we can't keep, the clone hasn't finished its job yet, has it? Now, well, now there's going to be a line end up here that's something to do with this 4. Because with this cell, if we think about how the blue line moves, it can't get out. It's sort of been trapped in up here. I don't know where it goes next, but it definitely can't. It can't cross this central reservation again. So there is a line end up here somewhere. So the question might be, oh, I don't know. It's really difficult to know, isn't it? I want to say that can't be a 2 because of this 1, 2 pair. I'm trying to work out where the 2 goes in this column. I know it's on the blue line. See, if it was in the corner, it would have the correct modularity. Yeah, I think it's going to be here, I think. But hang on. Oh, I see. Whoa, careful, Simon. Oh, right. I've still got to be careful with modularity, with the way that the line moves, actually, I think. Yeah. Okay. Imagine this turns upwards into this portion of the grid. What would that mean so far as the blue line was concerned? We know there's an end up here, and this turning upwards would mean there's another end up here somewhere because it couldn't get out again. There's nowhere for it to cross the central reservation. So this is not a line end, and this is not a line end, which means that somehow or other these join together. Well, that's impossible. Because imagine, let's just envisage it going this way, like that. Can you see what happens there? We go green, red on the line, and then we go red, green. Well, that's impossible. We should be going green, then red along the line. So the modularity is wrong. So this can't turn up and must turn down. And that's mirrored in the clone. This is just crazy clever. It's a crazy puzzle. And that digit is from 369 modularity. And it's not 9, so that's 3 or 6. It's not 3. Hang on, so it is 6. Is that true? I'm not sure I trust that. I think it's true. So here it's just a 6. We can just write it in. Now, so does that mean that has to be the 2? It probably does. I'm not sure. Oh dear, oh dear. So now there is again. Oh, hang on. We know that this is not a loop end because that can't be a loop end, given that there's a loop end in column 1. So this has to extend again. Now, at some point Sudoku will save me, and there it saves me. If this cannot be a loop end, if it goes down again, it's from the 258 modularity, and that digit cannot be 2, 5, or 8 because of Sudoku. Good grief. So this has to turn, and it must turn there. And now that digit is a 2, and that is the correct modularity. So this digit turns, but now it's hit. So this can't be an end because the loop would touch itself, so that must just close. Now, has this broken the ordering? No, that's fine. No, it's fine. I go purple, green, red, and I go purple, green, red in the same direction. So this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Oh, but hang on. How am I ever going to know? How was I ever going to know? How was I ever going to know where the blue line ends? Is it going to have to be Sudoku? I'm just thinking, we've always known from the start of the puzzle, basically, that there was a blue line end in column 1. Where's the other blue line end? Now, at this point, I know it's somewhere in the bottom of the grid, because I can't cross the central reservation. And I know it's not in column 1. But other than that, I don't think I know anything. It could finish anywhere. It could finish here, or it could carry on. And the only thing that's going to stop it is if, for example, the next digit it's expecting is a 1, 4, or 7. And if neither of those digits could be 1, 4, or 7, I suppose, yeah, okay, so maybe that's how it will have to work out. Okay, but we can now do some pencil marking here, can't we? This digit is a 1, 4, or a 7, so that is a 1 or a 7. This digit is from the 258, so that's 2 or 5. That's a 2, 5 pair in box 5. So this digit should be 1 or 7. We can get rid of the black cross now. And we can stare. We can hope. We can hope that we get some sort of epiphany. Where's the epiphany? Epiphany. They've all got epiphany. Oh no, they've all got it infamy. I don't know. What? Oh, hang on. That can't be a 6. I'm just saying. That's not very helpful. So those digits are somethings. Those two can't be. So they are 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So that digit sees a lot of digits. That's 3 or 9 by Sudoku. It sees 4, 6, and 8. And that's on the clone. So that digit is 3 or 9, and somehow that's not resolved. Now this digit is 3, 4, 6, or 9. And that doesn't do anything either. It's the same, got the same principles applying to it. That digit, which is the middle digit of the clone, can't be a high digit. So that's, I mean, it's a terrible thing to do. Oh no, it is a terrible thing to do, but I can limit it here, so I will do it. That digit's a low digit. It can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we look up here, that digit sees 2 and 4. So it's 1, 3, and 5 is actually the only options. This is 1, 3, or 5. It's nearly good, but it's not good enough. If that was 1, we'd have a... Well, if that's 1, that would be 2. That would be 5. Oh, these would be 3, 4, and that would work. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. I can't do anything with that. What about... No, that doesn't work either. Wow, I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm sorry if you've all got this. Well done. That's very, very impressive. It's one of the most brilliant puzzles. It's one of the most brilliant inventions that I have seen in a long time, but I don't know what to do. I don't feel we've got enough digits in the puzzle. I can't use this diagonal again, can I? 37. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Let's just highlight this diagonal. I've got my 16 from my green lines, so I need 21 from the cells that are actually on the loop, on the blue line, I should say, which don't include that middle cell. That's definitely not on the loop. I've got 12 on it in this 8 and 4, so I need 9 more. So that feels like it's doable, doesn't it? That looks to me like it's going to have to be a 4 here and a 5 here, I think. I don't see another way of doing that. I'm just pausing in case there's some way this loop can go somewhere else. Don't think there is. I mean, another way of seeing this, which is quite weird, is because these 2 digits here are related by clone to these 2 digits. These 2 digits have to add up to 9. Yeah, I think that means that they are 5 and 4. So this is 5, this is 4, this is 4, this is 5. That doesn't mean this is not. That is right, isn't it? 4, 5, that looks good. Okay. So what does that do, though? Please do something. No, I'm not having it. Oh, it's done something there. That's a 2 now by Sudoku. So that's a 1 and that's a 2. So this is a 1. This is not a 1 anymore. Wow. I mean, oh, that one. No, okay. I'm gradually getting things done. So that's a 7. So that's a 7 and that's a 9. This is a 1. So the central digit now of the clone is not a 1 anymore. It's 3 or 5. And these digits are from 2, 3, 5. And this row needs 3, 5, and 8. Oh, oh, look, I've got an 8 here. I can do that. So this is an 8. This is a 3 or a 5. And that is a 3, 5 pair in the column. So this becomes 4, 6, or 9. Which must mirror down here. So this becomes 4, 6, or 9. It's so tempting to try and, say, oh, there's 4, 6 in the box already. And do we know that digit then? 3, 4, 6, 9. No, I don't think we do. I think it's got all the options in the world available to it. 3, 4, 6, or 9. And it's not cloned and it's not anywhere interesting at all. So we can't do it. Bobbins. Okay, there's a 2 down there somewhere. In case that's important. That cell's not 5 because there's a 5 here. So that's 2 or 3. Oh, where are 4 and 6 in box 3? They've got to be in those 2 squares. That's a little bit interesting. Oh, no, it's not very interesting. It only qualifies as a little bit interesting. And now I've got no clue what to do. Right. No, I have actually. It's a long time since I've given the green line any thought at all, but I am actually going to look at my green line for a moment, because my green line is here, but it's got to be a loop. So it's either going there or there, but this is a 7, which is quite difficult. It can't go upwards, because this can't be 1 or 2. So it does turn that way, look, and that's actually a really nice deduction, because this now can't be 3 and has to be a 2. Oh, well. Okay, I mean, that's still, it's not brilliant, but I can now, so I've now got a 3-5 pair here. Does that do something? I don't know, but the next move is not going to be into the 3 or the 5, so we must now turn up. Can't go down without creating a problem with the blue line, so this is a 7, 8 or 9. I don't believe it. I think all the options are open there. That's distressing. So we've got one end of the green line here, one end of the green line here. Let's keep oscillating our colours along there. This is a 2 or a 3. I think that's fine. Oh, I've got 5 here. Sorry, I hadn't seen that. So that's going to be good. I've got 5 in the middle of my clone now. So that's 3. No, I can do that. That's actually Sudoku. I was thinking I can't do that. No, but I can. That's legitimate. So what do I have here now? I've got 4, 6 pairs. So this square is a 4 or a 6, and that's a 9 in the bottom left of my clone. So that's a 9. This is an 8. Come on. Oh, this is getting closer now, isn't it, to actually being solvable? Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. This is a 2, 5 pair at the bottom of column 2, so I should be able to get that digit with a modicum of Sudoku. That should be a 3. So the chances of a 3 in the corner are being reduced. Could we have a 3 here? Or no, maybe we've got a 50-50. Well, no, it's not a 50-50. That's just nonsense. But we have got 2 more opportunities. Okay. And we've got another end of the green line here. So we're probably going to have to start thinking about bishop's colouring for, yeah, maybe that digit there. That digit sees all the high digits, so that is just by plain old Sudoku, a 1, 2 or a 3, I think. So that's definitely not on the green line, because if it was on the green line it should have high polarity. So that digit could only be on the green line if it is an 8. Now, what does that mean? So this, right, so I'm actually going to, this cell is not on the green line. I'm just going to mark it up, because the green line has to somehow connect up, doesn't it? Right, I mean, here is a tiny point. Does the green line take that cell? Well, let's imagine it didn't for a moment. We know that the green line never goes into column 1. So now it would have to descend down here, but one of these digits is a 5, and you can't put a 5 on a green line. So I think this is an orange cell on the green line. So it's high, and it's 6, 7, or 9 by Sudoku. But I think it could go through a 2 here, or it could go through a 1 there. I think probably both of those things are okay. And then these cells down here are basically pretty low. Oh, this actually is low. That's also seeing 8. So this is also 1, 2, 3. So it's very likely, I think, it goes through this cell, but that's not the same thing as logically being forced to go through that cell. 4s and 6s are quite interesting, because they live down in this neck of the woods, and they're going to be quite hard for the green line. In fact, the green line can't go through them. Wherever they live, so imagine this was 4, 6 and that was 4, 6. You couldn't go through either of those, because on the green line they would have 2 neighbours that were the same digit, and given where they appear in box 8, those 2 neighbours would see each other. Now, okay, so how could... Yeah, I'm just wondering, doesn't this have to be a 4 or a 6 then? Because if these were 4 and 6, they become both black digits in effect, and we've got a wall, and that's not going to work. So this is a 4 or 6. Now I've got a 4, 6 pair in row thingy, whatever thingy that is. So I haven't put in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 7. So these squares are 1, 2, 3, and 7. This is not 2 or 3. That's not 2. That's extraordinary. That doesn't seem to do anything at all. It means 7 is in one of those 2 cells. Which means I suppose it's not in this cell. Can that really be 6? It would have to have double 1. Which it may be, if those 2 were both 1s. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. What could it be then? 3? Do we know something about 3s that I don't think we do know? 3s are in one of those 2 cells. So 3 does live in this population of digits. Wow, I don't know. I think probably it's I don't actually know. I'm not sure I'm prepared to commit to any statement of with any genuine conviction. I've got a green line here. If that's a green line, it would be a 7 or 9. And then we've got the blue line coming down as well. That's also going to have to do something next. So what's that going into next? It's going into a 1, 4, or 7. Assuming it doesn't just end there. Hang on. Why can't it just end there? Yeah, I think this is what was concerning me before. It was just sort of... Oh, wait a moment. I beg your pardon, Mrs. Arden. There's a chicken in your garden. That is a naked single. It sees 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8, 9. That's a 3. Didn't see that. That's a 3, therefore. Got some 3s in the grid. Does that do anything? Probably not. But oh no, it does do that. Does that digit? Okay, that's a good thing. Oh well. Well, maybe it's a good thing. There's a 4, 6 pair in the final column now, because this 4 and 6 have to live in it somewhere, so that digit's gettable now. That's a 5. That's definitely not on the German Whisper. Now that means one of these 2 is a 5, I think. Oh, no, this is really lovely. Okay, so now let's talk about where this 8 goes. That 8's on the German whispers loop. It can't go into a 4 because 8 and 4 are not 5 apart. So that turns, and therefore this is determined. It's got to be a 3 in order to work. That's a blue digit, but it's also on the blue line. Right, and okay, so that I can therefore understand is forcing the blue line to continue, because it's not allowed to end on a green line cell. So the blue line either goes down here into a 1 or a 7. In fact, we should pencil mark this. These squares are 1, 7 and 9. Now, I mean, you'd think we could do something with that. That's extraordinary, isn't it? Oh, well, yeah, no, that didn't work. My idea there didn't work. 1, 7, 8, 9. That's 1, 7 or 9 by Sudoku. This row needs 1, 7, 8 and 9. Surely there might be a little bit of Sudoku we can do. As Maverick flies over again. So 1, 7 or 9, 7 or 8 in that cell, which is the correct bishop's colour for German whispering. Otherwise that would have been genuinely exciting. 1, 7 or 9 into this square. That's now right. Is that really true? Have we got a 1, 7, 9 triple in column 7? I think it is true. Now, if that's the case, I should be able to know that that digit is a 2, and indeed it is a 2. It is a 2. It is you, R2. It is you. So now, what does that mean? Don't know. No, haven't got a clue. Well, I'm wondering if the green line has to go through this cell, because the green line can't go through that cell now, because that's got the wrong polarity. It's not on the right bishop's colour for its size. So we could go through this cell if it's a 1, or we could go up here, but can we go through that cell really? Because that would be, by bishop's colouring, that would be a low digit. And it would be a 4, and it would be surrounded by double 9, and because we couldn't go through this cell, those 9s would be in those 2 positions, and that's impossible. Wow. So we go through here, we then, I don't know, well, we can't touch, the green line can't touch itself, so it doesn't go there, so it must go there. Unsurprising, I suppose, but this now is a 1. This is a 1 at the bottom of the grid. We could go there and close, or see, how do we know which of those is correct? I suppose it might be this digit getting resolved. Wow. Okay. Oh, it is that digit. That can't be a 1. So we can't go into this digit, and because we're diagonally touching, we must close the loop. So that is how the whispers line closes or the whispers loop closes at the top. Now, oh, yay, yay. This is a 1 now, so my whispers line doesn't go from 3 to 1, so it must go from 3 to 9 in this position. That can't be 7, because 3 and 7 are only 4 apart. So this is beautiful. So now we go there with the whisper, but we know that the blue line must continue, so it must just go straight down, I think. And that is the correct polarity, or modularity, because it's meant to be a 1, 4, 7 digit. Now, it can't now turn left. Oh, that's it. So that's how we know where this is a line end here. So that's a line end and that's a line end. Now, the reason this is a line end is if it extends, it either goes into 7, which is the same modularity as 1, or it goes into this cell. 4 is the same modularity as 1 as well, but 6 is too soon. 3 and 6 would be within 3 cells, and they are the same modularity, so that's the other end of the blue line. But so now all we've got to do is a lot of Sudoku. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple in column 8, I've just noticed, but we've also got to close the green loop still. And we're looking, oh, I see, we could go up there, could we? No, we can't go up there, because remember, if we take the green line into this, we have to take it into that as well, which we can't do because the polarity goes wrong. That's something we discovered very early on. So we go, oopsie, so we go here into a low digit, which is a 2 actually. It's got to be. Can't be anything else. So that puts 2 in box 2. It takes 2 out of here. This is a 1-3 pair. This is now not a 3. The 3 here is lovely. So 3, 1. This is now a 1-7 pair in box 7. Now, what about this column? Perhaps 5, 7, 8 to place. Bobbits. I don't think we can do it. 5, 7, 8. I mean, obviously this isn't 7. Okay. We can't go through that cell. We can't go through 4. So the other low digit that we've got to go through to get out of this box, whoopsie, sorry, I meant to make that orange. This is blue. We can't go through 4. The 3 is out of bounds, so we must go through there. This is, oh, I see. Right, okay, by Sudoku, this has become a 6 on the loop. So we need a 1. We must have a 1 on both sides of it. So this green line is going here, here, here. It's all forced. There's still a little question remaining. Do we just come to this cell, or do we go through the bottom of the grid? What's that digit? That's an 8. Well, that means we don't go through the bottom of the grid, because that's become a 5, so we can't turn down. So we must just continue across there. This, therefore, is not 4 or 6. So this is 4 or 6. This digit is 7, and that's beautiful. Look at that. Surrounded by the 1 and the 2, making this square at the top a 9. This is not a 5 anymore, so the 5 seems to have to go here. This needs to be a 1 by Sudoku. We've not put a 7, we've got a 7-9 pair in row 2. I think we've done, this is now a 7, that's a 9, so that's a 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. Still haven't got this clone sorted out. Okay, what about this row? That's the 2 and the 5 are now resolved, and we haven't put 3, 4, 9 into the bottom. So this is 9 by Sudoku. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Oh no, I'm going to get a deadly pattern, aren't I? Oh no, I'm not. Thank goodness for that. So 4 is the bottom of that clone. So that's 6, that's 6, that's 4. That's 6, that's 4. 1s and 7s are resolved. It's just absolutely staggering. I better make that orange, otherwise people will get cross with me. It's a bit difficult to see the blue line, isn't it? But the blue line is going like this. It's wending its way through the grid. I could shade it by modularity. That would be a nice thing to do. So let's do that. So all of those are sort of green digits. And then 1s, 4s and 7s is what we're looking for in purple. And then 3, 6s and 9s are going to be red. And does that create a complete pattern? I think it does. So have we got it right? Yes, we have. And we've increased the solve counter to 4. There we go. Wow. What a puzzle. What a puzzle that is. Lines, Lines by SSG. That's another hard one. I might ask for an easier one tomorrow. That was fantastic though, wasn't it? How have you constructed that? That is quite simply breathtaking. And absolutely mesmerizing. Brilliant idea, weird idea, and world-class idea. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.